than getting to introduce one of the best in the business. He's an award-winning international motivational speaker and coach. He's worked with celebrities like James Brown and Bruce Willis.
And I'm Jack Canfield.
And I'm Brian Tracy.
And I'm John Gray.
I'm Jared Robin.
And I'm Perry Marshall.
Hi, and I'm George Regan.
To audiences of over 1 billion people. He's sharing how to become unstoppable in business. It's my honor to introduce to you Dave Crane.
Hi, it's me. I'm back again. You missed me, didn't you? Yeah, I know, and I missed you as well. What were you doing? What did you get up to while I wasn't there? Did you talk to anybody? Did you meet anybody? Did you go out for drinks? Did you send messages to each other? Did you get a group of people together and you all talked about me behind my back? Be honest. Did you go to any kind of parties where people were saying, "What about Dave?" and you were saying, "Well, we're still together, but you know, we've agreed to have some space between us, so I'm open to offers." Did you do that? Because if you did, then so did I. And if you didn't, then here I am, I'm back again. Let's make some money. Yes, it's been an amazing time. There's actually really good reasons why I've not been around. One of which is I decided to take a short break because I wanted to swap my laptop over. So I went and I got a brand new Mac. And of course, the thing is, if you're doing a daily show, then sometimes you have to take time off. And that's during the time you do the show. So I got a new Mac, which is fantastic, so I can do a show and be much more efficient with it. And of course, it's not good enough getting a new Mac. You've got to make sure you program the Mac. So then you've got to program all the bits and pieces. So I basically had to get all the software, all the programs, all the bits and pieces that you need to make it happen. And also wonder why I've got an orange head. I don't know what's wrong with the lighting today. It seems to, I've got a nice big bright light all over me today. And for some reason my head's turning orange. And it's not because I've been overdosing on vitamin C. Don't get me wrong, I like a good drink of fruit cocktail, same as any person, but I don't think it's meant to make your head turn orange. I'm sure the Hulk went through a similar period of time when people were saying, "Are you looking a bit green today? I'm feeling a little bit peaky." And it's going, well, you know, I don't really feel too good, but I've been eating a lot of celery and broccoli and lettuce, and I think it might be the Brussels sprouts. Well, you know, the Brussels sprouts it's always a bit of a challenge, and so maybe that's what caused it. No, I'm not paying for Brussels sprouts. I'll just take them for free. They're from my own garden, and that's exactly what the Hulk said in a scene that was cut from the Avengers. It's true. So it took me a couple of days to get my laptop. Actually, my desktop is an iMac, and I call them Big Macs because I'm huge. It's like somebody with a massive head and a tiny little body like that walking around. Not that anybody else would walk around like that because it'd fall over. And so it took a while to program it. It's almost done, almost. So hopefully today we're going to have ourselves a show. This is the subject matter. It's about the essential smart skills in the age of artificial intelligence, which should make sense to you for a lot of different reasons. Not least the fact that ultimately what we're talking about is people talk about soft skills, and I'll explain in great length what soft skills are as we do the show. But I don't believe that soft skills are the most essential things that you need. You need a combination of soft skills and also smart skills. What I mean by smart skills is the ability to understand what it takes to be able to put...
Ladies and gentlemen, I've hosted over 1,000 events, and there's nothing more exciting or nerve-wracking. Ladies and gentlemen, I've hosted over 1,000 events, and there's nothing more exciting or nerve-wracking.
And of course, it's not good enough getting a new Mac. You've got to make sure you program the Mac. So then you've got to program all the bits and pieces. So I basically had to get all the software, all the programs, all the bits and pieces that you need to make it happen. And also wonder why I've got an orange head. I don't know what's wrong with the lighting today. It seems to, I've got a nice big bright light all over me today. And for some reason my head's turning orange. And it's not because I've been overdosing on vitamin C. Don't get me wrong, I like a good drink of fruit cocktail, same as any person, but I don't think it's meant to make your head turn orange. I'm sure the Hulk went through a similar period of time when people were saying, "Are you looking a bit green today? I'm feeling a little bit peaky." And it's going, well, you know, I don't really feel too good, but I've been eating a lot of celery and broccoli and lettuce, and I think it might be the Brussels sprouts. well, you know, the Brussels sprouts is always a bit of a challenge, and so maybe that's what caused it. No, I'm not paying for Brussels sprouts. I'll just take them for free. They're from my own garden, and that's exactly what the Hulk said in a scene that was cut from the Avengers. It's true. So it took me a couple of days to get my laptop. Actually, my desktop is an iMac, and I call them Big Macs because I'm huge. It's like somebody with a massive head and a tiny little body like that walking around. Not that anybody else would walk around like that because it'd fall over. And so it took a while to program it. It's almost done, almost. So hopefully today we're going to have ourselves a show. This is the subject matter. It's about the essential smart skills in the age of artificial intelligence, which should make sense to you for a lot of different reasons. Not least the fact that ultimately what we're talking about is people talk about soft skills, and I'll explain it in great length what soft skills are as we do the show. But I don't believe that soft skills are the most essential things that you need. You need a combination of soft skills and also smart skills. What I mean by smart skills is the ability to understand what it takes to be able to put everything together for a new world of tech. So you can get on with people, but also got to be able to get on and navigate around the creatures of our future tech world. So that means everything from artificial intelligence, as we mentioned there, to augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. All those different elements come together to make it very challenging. And for many people who are technophobes and getting scared already and saying, Dave, I don't really understand what you're talking about. Don't worry, because I'm not convinced that I do. Today, I have no coffee, by the way. Why? Because I drank it all earlier while I was putting the show together, so maybe I'll have one later. But I've just got a busy day. In fact, I've got a crazy big day. Let me tell you, later on this afternoon, I'll be presenting to 5,000 people in Britain. Yes, it's a big gig. So I want to make sure that this is actually my run-through. My practice for that is to speak to you. And if you give me feedback saying, Dave, I love you, Dave, I hate you, Dave, we've missed you, or Dave, I don't even know who you are, then I'll know that certain things have to be changed, mainly my audience. So with that and no further ado, let's take a look at some videos, and from that we'll project and teach you exactly what the soft skills are so we can understand what makes a big, huge difference for you later on. Also, with that, we'll be looking at some other elements, which is what are the soft skills you need? What do you need to know, and what do you need to learn in order to be very efficient in the new business community and stay employed or employable or self-employed in the time leading to the future? So that and all the rest of it coming next on Speak on Stage. So as promised, we're going to look at all the challenging things that you need to be able to get through, to be able to be more efficient when it comes to creating.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've hosted over 1,000 events, and there's nothing more exciting or nerve-wracking than getting to introduce one of the best in the business. He's an award-winning international motivational speaker.
So, what are these things called soft skills? Soft skills is a catch-all term referring to various behaviors that help people work and socialize well with others. In short, they are the good manners and personality traits needed to get along with others and build positive relationships. Unlike hard skills, which include a person's technical skill set and ability to perform certain functional tasks, soft skills are broadly applicable across job titles and industries. It's often said that hard skills will get you an interview, but you need soft skills to get and keep the job. Having the technical skills and knowledge to successfully execute our job duties is only one part of being the best we can be in the workplace. In addition to these hard skills, we also need soft skills. No matter what our position, organization, or industry, we work with people. Taking the time to build effective soft skills can lead to a more efficient, more harmonious, and more productive workplace, as well as to our own overall job happiness and satisfaction. Soft skills encompass both innate personality traits, such as optimism, and abilities that can be practiced, such as empathy. Like all skills, soft skills can be learned. Soft skills are personal characteristics that allow us to effectively relate to others. Applying these skills helps us build stronger work relationships, work more productively, and maximize our career prospects. Often, we place the focus of our career development efforts on hard skills, technological skills, sector-specific training, and other skills that specifically relate to our ability to get work-related tasks done. Unfortunately, development of this kind often happens at the expense of our soft skills. This is unfortunate because, unlike the sector-specific training, soft skills are directly transferable to any job, organization, or industry. You will need them wherever you go. They are an investment worth making. Soft skills aren't just about business or building careers. They are about life and living. If you want to learn more about soft skills development, contact us. John K. Whitehead and Associates. http://johnkWhitehead.ca.
Welcome back to Speak on Stage. I'm Dave Crane, as always, beaming across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope into Twitter. Where else are we going? We're just going everywhere, really. And I'd love to know where you are. Make sure you say hi all the time. It really matters. Say subscribe and follow and connect, because the more that you do that, the more that you like it and comment and share it with other people, the better of a chance that other people get to find it. And then we build up our community. We've got some great stuff coming to you. But I also want to ask you a question. What subjects would you like me to cover for you in the future? Today is all about the empathy, the soft skills that you really need to have to be able to get on with people and connect with people, because the more that we see being thrown into tech, the more challenging it will be for what the humans actually need to be able to do to be functional. Now, being a hypnotherapist for about 20 plus years, I've worked in people's minds and helped them to stop smoking, lose weight, do all these different challenging things. And I think the hardest bit is when you go to an organization who doesn't appreciate or they don't understand the importance of empathy, the importance of leadership that involves understanding people, not just telling people what we should be doing. Now, many organizations don't think that that's an important thing. We should just tell people, do this, do that, and that's the way we've always done it, and that's the way we're going to continue to do it. And I think it's a big mistake. And I think that really what you should be doing is examining the skill sets that you need to have to be able to create a more flourishing environment, and also get on with your staff better. Because if you've got that worked out, it also means that as you expand and you take on more staff from around the world who won't be coming into your offices, because we don't even know if offices are going to go back to normal, but you have to have some kind of company culture, some kind of relationship you create with people. If you do that effectively, then it won't really matter where they are, because they'll buy in and they'll get you. But if they don't know who you are or what you stand for, that's where the biggest challenge is going to be, and they won't end up buying into you, and you're going to spend all your time catching up, going, where are we? Why have I lost so many staff? So that's what I want to share with you. So next up, let's look at another video which asks the question, why do you need to have them?
Okay, class, turn to page 94 in your soft skills textbooks. You've probably never heard that before, have you? So why are soft skills important now? Throughout your life, you will be in school learning skills and information you need to pursue a job, such as mathematics, science, literature, history, art, and much more. But you don't walk into an interview immediately spitting out equations and scientific formulas, do you? Of course not. You show up on time, smile, shake a hand, be polite and respectful. These are soft skills. Whether you realize it or not, your soft skills are constantly impacting your life. Your relationships at home, your school or work experience so far. Research shows that only 15% of worker success is determined by what they know, hard skills. The other 85% of success is determined by soft skills.
When I worked in our congressional office, a lot of what we did was serving people in the community. That means you having a great handshake, a great smile. Are you following up? Are you getting the information? It's the attention to detail. So that's what's going to get you noticed. That's what's going to get you promoted.
Whether you are applying for the career of a lifetime or a small part-time summer job, good knowledge of soft skills is necessary to your success in that workplace. People can get promotions or get fired depending on how well they work in teams, communicate, and organize. It's called being an involver. That is the answer to why soft skills. They aren't just a set of skills. They can be a lifestyle preparing you for a brighter future. Be involved in your success with Microburst Learning's Employability Soft Skills.
So there's a snapshot and interest into why you kind of need to have those soft skills. And I want to share with you something I saw as a diagram, and I can't remember where I found it, but it was really, really useful. And when I drop it in, you'll go, that makes sense as well to me, Dave. And this is it. Let me just stretch this out so you can see it properly. If you can't see it, I'll squash it all over my head. So there you go. Dave's head completely disappears for no apparent reason, which is probably just as well because I didn't do my hair very well today. If you just join me, by the way, nice to see you. I'm Dave Crane, and I look like a garden because my hair's not been done properly. It's a long story. Don't go there. So here's the thought about the way we should be changing in the office. The old way of doing stuff is this, a 20th century management idea that we're basically is a top-down business. You got a person at the top who creates stuff, tells everybody what we should be doing. Everybody does it as they should be doing, and therefore the machine works really well. If you want to replace a cog with something else, that's more than fine, and we're all replaceable. And none of us contributes any more than anything that's on our job description or our business card. The second bit is what we're looking at now. Now, this probably already exists in most places, or at least it should do, which is the idea that you've got Agile Management. What's Agile Management, Dave? Good job you asked. Agile Management is about the ability to create an ecosystem inside the walls of your company. So therefore, there are boundaries because, of course, you work in a certain industry and there's certain norms for doing things. And they've got to pass a certain set of examinations and interviews and so on before they join your organization. But after that, you've got everybody kind of on the same page. And so that's the idea with the Agile Management. So people can be doing lots of different projects and they're doing in silos of their own, but then they bring to the table together and collectively they make what you've been working for such a long time. And then you've got the other option, which is this is what we're meant to be working towards, the ecosystem management system. The idea is that the firm is a rainforest and there's all sorts of creatures in it. And if you stand on them, the bugs will bite you and there's tarantulas, don't go to sleep underneath that branch. Not just that. The idea is that you've got staff all around the world, all working with you under the same idea that it doesn't matter who you are and what you do, it's creating stuff for the greater good. Greater good. And with that, that's the kind of system we should be working towards. I hope that makes sense to you. If it does, then let me know, because I'm really intrigued to see whether that has ramifications, and it means a lot to you, because I kind of get it. Working with staff all around the world, it kind of makes a lot of sense to me as well. So with that in mind, let's next take a look at the actual breakdown of what you need to do to get these soft skills and what are the soft skills that you need to have. And I kind of like this because I find it fascinating. So here we go. The smart skills that you need to have in the age of artificial intelligence. And for those of you who are saying, well, Dave, artificial intelligence isn't everything. Well, it kind of is. Because if you think about I won't say the name of it, the SIRI name, which is ultimately, if you know what I'm just saying, if you can't spell, you shouldn't really be watching the show. But it's the thing on my phone that responds if I start talking. Well, that's artificial intelligence. Right now, you use it for just asking simple questions. Tell me what time I have to, give me a timer, give me 30 minutes from now, or play me something, or can you find a video? But imagine that it's got really strong learning, so you can teach it to be like a best friend. It'll answer you, it'll do stuff for you. I know you say this is ridiculous, but why should it be ridiculous? Why not have it tuned into the things that you're really interested in? Because it learns all the time. And so it knows your habits. It can book restaurants already and stuff for you. Why can't it just be able to respond to you? Because especially in isolation, especially in a later session, we'll talk about the importance of understanding why it is sometimes you need to spend quality time on your own. Why you need to understand what it is that matters to you on your own, because then you can work on making it better for everybody else. Once you've got that, then sometimes you need a companion you can trust. And artificial intelligence, if it isn't that already, it will be at some point in the future. Do you agree with me? Or not? I don't know. Do you? Yes, no. Because this is all about making the money. And it's all about getting rid of the stress. And my head still turns orange. My head is turning into this certain times. No, it's not going to do it now, is it? It's not going to do it. When it does, I'll teach you. Because I've not been eating gold bars. In fact, I've not been having much more apart from chocolate chip cookies. But somehow, see, orange. It's gone now. But it just went orange for a second, then can you see? Always going orange again, orange, and gone. Spooky. Okay, smart skills that you're going to need in the age of artificial intelligence, which is already here, but so is the ability to react and do stuff with it. First of all, creativity. Now, a lot of these things I'm sharing with you now are not things that I put together. These are things that are put together by the World Health Organization. looking at the different things, the Economic Forum, World Economic Forum, all about the things that you really need to be having in the workplace. Creativity is massive. Now, do you remember when you were a kid, you're told not to daydream, you're told not to stare out the window, and if you're doodling while you're drawing, people are saying, don't do that, you're wasting valuable time, get on with your sums, and then you maybe get smacked over the knuckles with a ruler by a teacher who should now be in prison. But in those days, all the teachers did it because it was discipline and what they did, and it's the teacher a valuable lesson about life, which is life is crap. Okay, so if you do that, then you deserve what you get. Right, next up is, after creativity, is this. Analytical, critical thinking, kind of important to be able to look at anything that's coming up and go, I know how we move forward. If I bounce it up with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, the Birdie song, circa 1988, I'm guessing, might be 89. Going back to my DJ years, I'm really not proud of that. Okay, so talking about this, your ability to be creative and your ability to work out exactly what the analytical thinking is, that's all to do with it. Big data is all about big analytics. It's all about the facts and figures of what people are up to and who they are and what they do. And so you need to work out how that stuff impacts your company, because if you can't work out how things are moving and things are going, you won't be able to do anything with it right now because things are moving at such a speed. Does that make sense to you? Yes, Dave. Thank you so much. I love your feedback, by the way. Your comments are always appreciated. And let me know where you're joining me from around the world, because I always love that too. And also, if there's a certain subject you want me to cover in future episodes, let me know. Yes, let me know. Okay, number 3, it goes without saying, emotional intelligence. I remember when I studied emotional intelligence 15 years ago, something like that, it was just starting to become a buzz term in business, and people are saying, well, emotional intelligence, have you got it? And well, everyone's got it, but it's just some people have it really badly and don't really know what to do to effectively help others. And look, orange head. As soon as I get this, my head, look, it changes. Take it away. Smashing an orangey. I'm turning into a Jaffa cake. Shouldn't say that's very racist. Okay, so emotional intelligence is kind of important about being able to understand how to relate to other people and therefore relate to the world around you. But it all starts with you. And you're wondering, Dave, what do you mean by emotional intelligence? Let me just explain to you in a very potted version, because it's a massive subject. When you understand it, it's really fascinating. I've studied it under a couple of different people with different spins on it, but let's make it very simple. 3 things. How I feel. Understanding that first, I have to understand how I feel. Then I have to understand how you feel. And then I have to understand how to translate what I feel into a way that you feel the same. Does that make sense? So it means empathy, it means intrinsic motivation, it means a lot of different things, and also being able to work out where things are going next. If I do this and this happens to you, you're going to be upset and not work with me again, so I have to work out what's right for you and right for me. It goes on and on. So it's really fascinating as a subject, and I really think if you don't know that, you should study it, or at least get it on Google and just stick your head against the laptop until you get lots of static on your beard. And if you're a lady and you've got a beard, then good for you. Number 4, interpersonal communication skills, which is worth a lot at Scrabble, but I didn't mean it because of that. I meant the fact that if you're able to get on with people, it's really important and really powerful. Most people don't need to think about it because they're just on their computers. But if your computer's taking care of a lot of different jobs and tasks, you have to be able to trust the comments of the people that are involved in the processes, because they will give you insights. You've got to know that they're right, and you've got to inspire them, and you've got to lead them, you've got to create a tribe around you. All those things involve communication skills. And it's even harder when you're doing it through Zoom. You've got to understand that Zoom is like a barrier between you and people. When you're in front of somebody in the real world, you can work out whether they're like you. You can chat to them, you can see how they flinch when you say something, or laugh when they think it's cool. So those kind of skills disappear when you're in a digital world. So you really have to be on top of them to be able to work out if they did this to that, did they mean this? Or were they actually saying that? What did they not say? As a hypnotist, I kind of work it out because I know what I want to plant and I know what I want to get back and read. But these are all skills that I've got over many years. So you can learn all these skills, and they're kind of cool when you know how to use them as well. All right then, so that's number 4, interpersonal skills. Number 5 is, it's gone. Number 5 is this. Active learning with a growth mindset. So why would that be important? Well, you've got to keep learning all the time, and as you keep learning, you're looking to see how things can be better. not learning how to keep things exactly the same, because if you do that, you will be left behind. That's pretty self-explanatory. Judgment and decision-making for every leader. If you're not doing that anyway, then you will find yourself in stuck, which is a technical term. You'll find yourself with a challenge on your hands, definitely, that if you're not doing stuff and working out how to choose the right path, and leaders have always done this, but I think that in the world that we're in right now, it's so much more critical to get it exactly right, because you're choosing software, you're choosing people, you're choosing to make a decision about something where there is no precedent. There's no experience of what's happened before, because this has never happened. Coronavirus, do you expand your staff? Do you go on and renew your lease in the office? Or do you say to them, work from home, I'll give you an allowance to get a better laptop, and also from there, you can feel free to work with other people. I'll decrease the money I pay you. You can do freelance work if you want. Or maybe do you say, I'm not going to have all these staff, because most of them were involved in an operation where I needed them to be working with other people. Now, I can probably do this much cheaper by getting staff from outside, who are still in the industry, but staff who live in a different country who've got a proven track record and maybe have worked with us before. Let's get a few of them and save some cash. That's a realistic decision that some people might make. Okay, number 7 is about leadership skills, goes without saying as well. Your ability to lead people and your ability to make sure that you go into battle as a servant leader, not just a person holding a big axe and going, ah! In fact, don't hold a big axe if you go into battle, because nowadays everybody else will have a gun, and you won't last very long. We'll just go, and you'll be done. Okay, number 8 is this. It's the ability to have diversity and cultural intelligence. Like emotional intelligence, but this is something that I think you'll see from Black Lives Matters, and the amount of people who go, oh, I don't really understand what that means. I thought I was all right. I thought I understood, and clearly you didn't. Because if you're cracking a joke around people that get really offended, clearly it didn't work, and you can't turn around with your 80s sensibility and say, oh, you know, you're just being sensitive, because there's good reason when you're getting that on the other end of the stick and you're receiving it all the time, as I've done it and many people of color have done, females, anybody with disabilities. It's not funny, it just hurts. Your ability to show that you know what's going on there, to understand it, and prevent it being something that they have to deal with in the workplace will only do brilliance for you as people want to work with you. The more diverse your team, they bring a ton of things to you. I mean, let me put this in perspective. If you've got different people from all around the world, all different colors, all different backgrounds, all different political views, religions, all the rest of it, you can actually do brainstorming of all the big data analytics just from the team that you have there. You can work out what they do in certain countries. You can work out what the likelihood is going to be if you do that kind of expansion, what the female view is, what the gay view is, what the black view is. All these different things contribute. It means you get better sales, you get more return on investment, you get more staff retention and better loyalty. And it also means that when you're brainstorming, you get more different ideas, because everyone's throwing their stuff on the table. They feel that there's no chance of them being ridiculed. Excuse me, let's get some more water. Should have got my coffee. It's good. So there's no chance of being ridiculed. So we'll come out with answers that are completely out of the box, of which some of them are crazy and might not have much merit, but some of them you go, that's brilliant. Let's do that. Nobody else is doing it on the market. Hence a TV show. So, diversity and cultural intelligence, especially in a world where we're all connected, more so now than ever before. Number 9, embracing change. Your ability to say, oh, goodness me, this is not right, but this is the new norm. What's the new norm going to look like after that? Hi, Norm. You look new. Only a little baby. Umbilical cord. Watch, you don't trip over it. But you get the general idea. Things are changing all the time. You can't sit back and say it's going to balance up and be normal. I don't think that's ever going to be normal again. And I think you've got to get used to every month something new coming through. If you've been watching the news recently, especially the American elections, anything like that, every day there's a new revelation, a new thing, and you, oh my goodness. And you go, that couldn't have possibly been true. Wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. Then something else happens the next day. And you go, oh my goodness, where did that come from? It's just natural when we're all connected and interconnected and people are sharing conversations and data and stuff that you need to know how to react to it. And the truth is you have to embrace it and just be used to it and look forward to change. If you stay in the same place, you're only going to do yourself some damage. Number 10, digital stagecraft and virtual speaking and broadcasting. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a show daily across all the platforms. I love your feedback, by the way. Saying hi matters, likes matter. As soon as there's something that you like it, and the little thing will float up, and I'll see it. But also tell me the subjects that you're really keen on, because then I can do more of those things for you. So when I talk about, virtual speaking, I've been a speaker for like 30 plus years on stages all around the world. And now I'm still speaking on stages all around the world. After this session, I'm going to be speaking to 5,000 people in the UK on Zoom, but doing a show like this on Zoom. So I'll be able to show videos and all sorts through Zoom. Yes, that's what is called virtual broadcasting. Not being a speaker, that means holding a microphone and going, hello everybody, is it on? Is it on? And yet, for some reason you're carrying ketchup and you're just making sure it goes all over your French fries and into your burger, or it might be, I don't know, guacamole, whatever you're having. But that's not what I was doing. I was tapping the mic. But of course you never tap the mic, do you? Because if you tap the mic, then you're going to end up damaging the bits inside. So you probably go 1, 2, and then you carry on talking. But that's the old school of an audience in front of you, and the audience is petrified, or the audience is bored, or the audience loves you, or the audience hates you. But generally, all those things means the audience is doing this. That's an excited audience. That's an angry audience. And that's an audience that have been sleeping for 10 years, and you realize you should not have been there, or you should not have given that stuff to drink, because it's wiped everybody out. Why do audiences look like that? Well, very simply because at school we were taught to do that. We were taught not to say anything, to just shut up and sit there while the teacher's talking. Maybe interact a little bit, but not too much. So that's basics about working in a live audience. But when you're going to go through a laptop and talk like I'm doing right now and sharing stuff with you on TV, effectively, you become a broadcaster. What I'm doing now is not a million miles away, apart from the professionalism, the money, the quality of the graphics, and also the reach from CNN or Fox. In fact, it's completely different from any of them, because I just talk about the stuff I want to talk about and not anything else. But the point is, I'm broadcasting, and it's got a setup, and it's got music, and it's got lights, and it's got action, and that's pretty much the way it should be driven. Does that make sense to you? Yes, Dave. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're paying attention and joining in. This is all about making you money, by the way, so I'm not just saying it for my good. I'm saying it for everybody, the common good. Yes. Tribe building. If you don't know what tribe building is, it's very important. Tribe building is about the ability to get a group of people around the world, doesn't matter, who buy into you and your vision of the world. And it's not about having a group. It's not like saying, let's get a group of lawyers together, or a group of car manufacturers, or a group of, sandwich makers, unless they're emotionally bonded together, so they all passionately believe in the subject. And they're better if they believe in a subject with a spin on it. So ethical lawmaking, for instance, rather than just being a lawyer. People who want it to be sticking to the law, or they want to make the law progressive, or they want to make the law stick to the original law. It doesn't matter. As long as you've got people in the tribe, then we can have these conversations. But if you've got loads of different people in it, that's fantastic, because then arguments can be done in a safe environment. On the Toilet Paper Diaries, I was chatting recently with my good friend, Ernesto Verdugo. I said good friend, I couldn't remember his name. He's my brother from another mother. If you watch the Toilet Paper Diaries tomorrow, then you may see us talk about it again, because it's quite an interesting conversation about the importance of having diversity in thought and conversation. And what he was telling me was, because he comes from Holland, in Holland, the government takes a ton of money off you to pay for all the services. So because you've got to pay for all the services, you got free healthcare, free this, free that, but you pay about 50% tax for 6 months of the year. So when he first went there, it was a real challenge. He's thinking, that's a lot of money to spend on stuff. But then when he went to hospital, they just said, yeah, no worries, come in straight away, done, and you can go. What do I pay for? Nothing. And he's used to being in the US, where you've got to pay for everything and sign everything, and you walk out with no underpants on, which means you probably shouldn't have walked out. It made sense that when people have diverse arguments, they really do get at it. Two different sides of a coin. But then after that, they just chill out and go and get a beer, or just have a chat, or do whatever they need to do. Why is that important? Because they know that they're safe and all the basics are done. So therefore, you can have a hypothetical argument, win or lose, and you're still okay. When you don't have a choice like that, and you know that the argument and whoever wins will be the one that spins the coin or rolls the dice and makes a huge impact that's going to really make an impact on everybody else's lives, then it does get really passionate with good reason. So that's one of the reasons it's important to think differently and be connected to people and create a tribe around you that has a real interest in making it work. Are you with me so far? Yes, Dave. Thank you so much for saying that, whoever you are. It was actually just me. Number 12 is this one, having a thirst for change and emerging business models. You're not just going to embrace a change, but have a thirst for it. Get hungry. Get the things before they come along. I've shared with you before, and I'll probably show it to you again in the future, Roger's curve of adoption. Adoption, not adoption. Is it adoption? Adoption's getting babies and saying, come on, I'm mummy or daddy. And adoption is changing the babies. And no, it's not. So anyway, adaptation it probably is. Oh no, that's right in the book. Anyway, Roger's curve of things that change. And the idea is it goes like this. Let me just explain it a little bit close up. So it goes like that. And it's got early adopters, people who say, yeah, I'm going to do it, who invent it. Then people say, I'm going to copy them. Then there's a gap. Then people say, oh, this sounds like a good idea. And that's quite a big amount, more than before. And then that goes on to more and more people. And then you got a lot of people saying, oh, that sounds kind of cool. What you guys and everyone else is doing. Can I join in? And they're the last ones, apart from one group, who go, no. The laggards, not joining in, don't want to play, sounds like rubbish, and everyone else is doing it, so I won't play. So it depends on where you are. But I think that if you're thinking like that, you're really going to have a real problem because things are not going to snap back to being boring or give you the opportunity to not think about what you need to be doing in the future. You need to think about business models because the business that you're running might not have any relevance in a short amount of time if you don't stay on top of it. Number 13 is emotional first aid. Let me explain what that means. Right now with the pandemic, you've got lots of people who are stuck indoors or cannot cope with it financially or emotionally. They're isolated from friends, family, anxiety. Even if you're with your friends and family, you can still have bad days. You can still have arguments that don't recover, but you're stuck in the same place with the same people, so you have to find a way to make it meet. And even so, if you don't go out and don't get enough sunlight, it's going to start catching up with you that you're not really looking out for yourself, not going out and getting all the vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, G that you really need to have. So emotional first aid is the ability to heal people because you understand what's going on. You can turn around and say, yeah, I know what's going on. Come with me. Let me have a chat. How's things going? Are you all right? Yeah? Can I touch your leg? Wow. That's firm. Or whatever it is you do. That's probably, don't do the leg thing because that just freaks people out. But you get the general idea about being able to do first aid, not to patch up a cut, but to patch up an emotional wound. And that leads me to number 14 of the smart skills I really think you need to have. And it's probably the most important thing anyway. And that's understanding what happiness is. What makes you happy? Most people don't know because they're too busy working. Most people sacrifice their happiness to be able to do something that pays them money. And they say, yeah, well, you know, you can't do that. Well, you can do that. I'm doing what I love. I talk to you every single day. I share ideas. I help to move you forward. And that gives me ability to work with people. So if you enjoy what I do, by the way, contact me if you want me to work with you or your staff. And I'm always there to help you, if not just enjoy the show anyway, because that's what it's all about. So I'm going to pass you back to this screen now. Take a quick look. And those are the things you want if you want to do a screen grab or a screenshot, then you should be able to see everything. And then I'm going to make it disappear on the count of 3, 1, count with me, 2, what comes after that? I almost forgot. Oh yeah, that one. So it's the Industry Icon Program. This is what I do to train people to be able to do what I do. Not what I do, because what I do is I train people to be speakers, but I train people to be successful in their own niche or field. I'm working with a ton of people all around the world who are either great salespeople or great coaches, great therapists, great speakers, great managers, ambassadors, politicians, celebrities, a whole range of different chefs, people who are really good at doing what they're doing, but they want to be the best, seen by the industry as the very best. Now that's a whole lot of stuff that goes into it. Anything from making your own TV show, to writing books, to repositioning yourself, looking at your social media, changing your mindset, connecting with people, making sure that you got sponsorship on board to give you extra opportunities to make money. There's a ton of different things that go into it. You can see the list on the side of me here and all the things that go in there. So basically it's all about the ability to get you more of that, because when you got more of that, you got more opportunities. It's true. With more of that, it means you can choose what you want to do with your time. But I mean, for me, it's dead simple. I love doing what I do, and that's what happiness is all about. and most people don't kind of get that. If you're enjoying what we do, by the way, make sure you go to SpeakOnstage.com, and we'll be giving you a special deal very soon. But take a look at all the stuff that's there, and you can learn from all the modules and all the training, how you can get up to speed and be a great speaker too. So with that, I hope you enjoyed it so far, and that's it. This is the Industry Icons program. When you go to SpeakOnstage.com and then just put in your details, and the Industry Icon program will give you a Calendly link, and you can click on it and book a 10-minute training session, coaching session, and a roadmap session with myself. And I'll be able to share with you what I think you should be able to do to move forward, to position yourself as an industry expert. Meanwhile, if you're thinking and you're interested in working with me as a speaker, and you'd like me to come in and talk to your team, yourself or your team, even if it's scattered across the world, I now have the ability to do all this on Zoom for you and your guys. So now is about the time you really should be thinking, after a long summer, about how to let them all know that they're in a good place and give them a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's very true. So you kind of get them and just nurture them like that, like a golden brick if it was a baby. And that would mean that mums and dads were bricks as well, which would be very freaky and not true at all. So I'm going to leave you and love you and leave you. I've got a big gig this afternoon. I'll let you know tomorrow how I got on with everything. I want you to look after yourselves, and I look forward to catching up with you very soon indeed. Thank you, bye.